mean, they go all out for the teams, what they do, and they really make you feel welcome, and the town appreciates you being there. It's more of like a reunion than it is a barbecue contest when you go there, because you see all your friends and people that you might not see on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Is that one NBN and KCBS?
Yes, it is. It is.
Nice.
There's a funny thing. I used to live in Marion.
Oh yeah.
We had a 17th Street.
Yep. I've been to that one.
If I'd have known then about the owners then that I do now, I didn't have any clue. Man, it's a barbecue joint in Illinois. That's all I knew then.
Yeah. They did a fantastic job, and I guess the flagship or the mothership there in Murfreesboro is an awesome restaurant if you ever get a chance to go. And they were doing on Sundays, they cooked the whole hog. You don't see many restaurants around doing that anymore, so you could go there and get some whole hog barbecue on Sundays.
Interesting.
Praise the Lord is now one of my. I want to do that contest just because of how close it was back home and kind of what I think it'd be a blast to do. It's on one of my bucket list cooks to do.
Mine is I want the Royal to go back under the bridge downtown.
Man, it was great down there. It felt like the American Roll. When I first went, that's where it was.
Yeah.
And then it moved out. I guess they did one year at Arrowhead or the football stadium, and then it moved out to the racetrack, and it just wasn't the same to me. I mean, it's cool. You got plenty of room and all that, but it doesn't have the feel of the old contest, when you're crammed in there and it's just a sea of people, and no matter where you go, it was just something about it, man.
I mean, that's 100%. Like, you literally walk out of like somebody's party and you have 2 feet to a party. You don't have, a lane where 3 trucks can drive down to get to a party. It is literally, here, you want a beer? Let me go get you one from right here. And it's just handed next door.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Are you going to be at the Royal this year?
I don't know. My October is slam full, and I've got a bunch of stuff going on, and September is the same way. So I don't know if I'm gonna get to make it or not. I can get to make many contests this year, man. We've been, we do a good job of supporting other teams. We've got a bunch of ambassadors that go out and cook. We try to help those guys out as much as we can, and I get to contests when I can, but it's just running a business is tough. It's hard to get away.
Yep. And congrats on that. Is this year 2?
For
Malcolm's shop.
Man, you know what? It's probably year 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Yeah, but we didn't have the retail shop when I first got the building. But since I opened the little retail shop, I think this will be year 4, I believe.
Nice. I was close.
I quit, man. When you get over 45, you quit counting years.
That's where I'm at. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm 36, and I have to do the math half the time to realize how old I am. After 25, it's all downhill.
When I say I started barbecue in 01, it seems like forever ago. I mean, it's 23 years now. I guess that's a long time.
What were you doing before barbecue?
Well, for a profession, I was doing commercial architecture.
Okay.
And then, 08, the recession hit and I got laid off. I was one of the young guys at the firm. They laid off 3 or 4 of us and caught on with another company, worked for a couple of years, and their business dried up and I got laid off again. At that point, I was still doing comp barbecue, but I wasn't selling rubs or, making videos or anything like that. But I got a nice little chunk of severance pay there. And I told my wife, so we got about 6 months of bill money before I'm going to have to do something else. And so I said, I want to order my first batch of rub, from a co-packer, and we'll get it to the house, and I'm going to figure out a way to sell it. And then when it showed up, it was on a pallet. It was like, I don't know, 60 cases or whatever it was back then. Yeah. I was like, how are we going to move all this? I got this garage full of stuff, and then I've never looked back. I hadn't had a real job since. So,
see, I sell my rubs, and it's hard trying to be the distributor and getting them in stores when I'm out here going, you know what? That's just my side hustle right now. Wait until I really get settled where we want to move and everything's done, and I'll focus that route.
I tell you, if you want to figure out how to do it, just quit all your jobs and have to sell that rub to keep the lights on. You'll figure out a way. You'll figure out a way to make it sell.
That's why I was like, I got a cushy business in my pest control business that we're doing right now, so I don't want to let that go and just see my whole income go to 0.
Yeah, if we hadn't had the recession back at, in the start of 08, I probably would still be drawing buildings.
Yeah.
But thank God that he's had another path for me, because I sure as heck love this barbecue gig.
Oh, I know I do.
That's my retirement plan.
Yeah, the wife does, but she knows that's my retirement. When I retire early, I'm going straight into that as a job. Not really retirement, but when I can and step out of this and not have to worry about a paycheck, I'm going right to that. So hopefully soon. We'll see.
So when's the Malcom Reed smoker coming out that you're going to make?
I don't know. That's one thing I like cooking up. There's so many other good ones on the market. I don't know if I could make one any better. I like cooking on a little bit of everything. If y'all, I'm sure you guys have seen my stuff. I don't just stick to one particular brand. I've got several different pits, and I'm always changing them out. Every year I'll get something new and try it out. And the reason I do that is because I know people out there all have different pits in their backyard. Nobody's cooking on the same thing. And so I just, feel like, I don't. Maybe one day, if I get really bored in retirement, decide I want to help design one or something like that, that might be pretty cool. But I kind of like having my variety of pits to cook on. I mean, I like my stick burner, that Outlaw pit I got, a couple of those that I cook on, but I'll fire up a pellet grill in a heartbeat, do overnight butter, overnight brisket, and not have to worry about it. Just get some sleep.
Yep. That's me. I've got a little bit of everything just because it's fun.
So I cook on a Weber kettle more than anything.
Yep.
So as a YouTube person also, how do you not run out of ideas for videos? I've been doing it 2 years and I'm already starting to run out of ideas.
Oh man, there's an endless supply of ideas. All you got to do is scroll through YouTube or TikTok and you see what everybody else is doing. And so the way I look at it, I kind of keep a little running list going in my phone. I have a note, everybody's got notes on their phone. Well, I got me a little section called recipes to do. And if I'm out and I see something, whether it's somebody else doing something cool or I'm in a restaurant and I get an idea from a menu, or I'm flipping through some old cookbooks of, my mom's or my grandma's or something like that. There's tons of ways to get inspiration for it. But I like taking recipes that I see and put my own twist on it, or maybe something somebody's done inside, seeing if I can challenge myself to figure out a way to cook it on a grill outside. Yep. And so if you go about it like that approach with your mind open, I really think there's an endless array of recipes you can do.
There's some interesting ones that I'm sitting back going, would that work on a grill?
And they don't all have to be like I've kind of got into does it work kind of stuff. So, I mean, it might not be the best video or the recipe might not turn out, but I'll give it a try. And a lot of the stuff I've been doing lately is just the first time I've ever tried it. I'm going to do it on camera just to see how it turns out. And most of the time they turn out pretty good. I mean, I do have some failures here and there. Most of it's been with fish. I kind of suck at cooking fish, but I mean, I can fry it. I can fry it with the best of them now. But when it comes to grilling fish, man, I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea.
I did salmon as an ancillary over the weekend. First time I've ever cooked salmon, much less on a grill. And I took a bite and I said, well, it doesn't suck, but I'm not sure it's good.
I've had some bad experiences. The best salmon I think I've cooked comes out of my air fryer. And I hate to say that, but man, it puts a crust on it. It's so good.
Yep.
I like a lot of things in my
That's the only fish I can cook is a salmon.
Salmon, yeah. It does, it does pretty good on the smoker. I've found out it comes to the quality of the salmon. And I'm here in North Mississippi. We don't have very many fresh salmon swimming around. So you get that cat food salmon sometimes, and it don't take but one or two pieces of that to ruin you. To like, I don't think I could do that. But
yeah, we went down to Gulf Shores and just last year. That was one of the biggest things that we were like, they have a kettle grill here. I'm like, we're going to find fresh salmon. The ocean is 10 feet away from us.
So you're in snapper territory down there. Now I can cook that snapper on a grill. You can't hardly mess it up. You leave the skin on it, it kind of protects it, and you just cook it for just a few minutes with a little lemon butter and seasoning on top. And man, it's hard to beat. Comes right out of the skin, and you just got just fresh red snapper, man. It makes a good taco.
I have to try that. We're supposed to go back down there next year.
Definitely. Now hit me up in the DMs and I'll put you on some restaurants to go try. That's my stomping ground down there.
Okay.
Redneck Riviera, baby.
I will definitely do that because it was our first time down there and we loved it, but we were just like, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, we got a grill. Let's just go buy stuff, grill here, and enjoy the beach. We'll figure it out as we go for the next year.
You hit Rouse's supermarket up down there, go get some fresh stuff and go back and throw it. It don't get any better, man. Toes in the sand, cold beer. Fish on the grill.
There was some ice cream shop we hit the last day we were there, man. It was like, I want a double scoop. It's like 6 scoops for a double scoop. I was like, I am not going to finish all this.
Yeah.
I think I've been to that one. So, group question from the comments. Justin O'Neill said, are you going to do more classes soon?
I don't have any scheduled up. We've been going out to some of our retailers and just kind of not really doing classes, but just cooking stuff, maybe a little demo action and just giving stuff away. That's kind of what I've been doing. I mean, I've been out of the competition game for several years now, so it's really not my, cup of tea to go in there and tell somebody how to. I would hate to have to charge somebody, $300 or $400 and them expect to learn how to win a contest. I mean, I know how to do the old school stuff, but I'm not up with all the things guys are doing now. But so I don't really have any of those in my future. But we're definitely going to be doing some more stuff at the shop. Different little contests and maybe some demos and free sampling type days and things like that. I've got into more just let's cook some stuff and hang out and talk. Kind of fireside chat type thing. I mean, and just open up the questions because I like to learn from people too. And that's one thing I take away from barbecue classes is the conversation or the questions asked from people. I'm learning as much as they're learning from me answering, just getting everybody else involved. So those kind of things like that, like roundtable discussions, and, and just open the floor up and let's all just learn from each other. I kind of like that kind of style of class or get together.
I learned a long time ago how to do. And I'm not a big squash, eggplant, zucchini type person, but a buddy of mine is. And I was like, dude, let's just barbecue. Bring whatever you want. I'll have all the grills fired up and going. Anybody can cook on whatever. And he was cooking those up. And I'm like, I'll try them, but I make them now to the day.
Yeah.
I was like, it's like you said, you're learning.
Exactly. And that's me. I mean, I'll tell you quick that I don't know everything. I learn something every day. I just like to share what I learned. So,
yeah. I mean,
well, it seems like those classes too, because some of the people will be like, "Well, I do it a little differently," and then they'll ask how they do it. You get a little mixture of everything.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's been a while since I've taken a class, but I took a bunch of them back in the day, and I would come. I don't think I've ever had a class where I've came away and didn't learn something.
Yeah.
I would always tell people that, look, why you think of spending, it's a lot of money. Yeah. But if you take away one thing from it, that's going to help you get a check or get a call, it was worth every dime you spent,
Yep.
Oh yeah. That check just helped pay for that comp that
absolutely
you just took a class for.
We just talked about maybe hosting a class. We haven't set a date. It's early discussions. I don't even know if I can mention it, but I'm going to. It was a team called Janky Leg. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, but they're awesome.
Just a little bit.
They're awesome. They're awesome, and they were talking about coming down and maybe doing a class. It's just early discussions, but and so we might get into something like that because we've got a pretty good place to host. Our conference room at the shop will seat 25, 30 comfortably. We got a nice little parking area outside for the grills and pits that you can pull right outside. And we got a little kitchen there. So it's kind of set up. When I bought the building or when I signed over my life for the building, I'm still paying on it. That was one thing I liked about it was the fact that it had, kind of a good big conference room to do classes, to do events at and things like that. So, So we may look at doing some more stuff to where we're, I think I would like to host kind of, maybe share some of my stuff, some things, but it not be focused solely on me. Let somebody else come in and so I can learn from them. It's like I get a free class just for hosting it.
Right. Extra salt on that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's still my favorite team name is Janky Leg. And I asked Allie, his wife, at the invitational, I said, if you get a call, can you tell us the story behind Janky Leg again? And she's like, no. No, they're good people, honestly. They're probably some of the best, some of the nicest people.
So I want to know, with you being like a huge YouTuber, how many autographs you've signed from people walking on the street saying, "Hey, I know you from YouTube."
Way more than I ever thought I would. Put it that way. Yeah. It's crazy when you go through the airport, people want to stop and take a picture with you or sign something. I'm like, man, come on, man. I'm just a barbecue guy.
You need to go to Disney. That way you can get the autographs and the pictures. They're like, look, I can't even go to Disney.
I love it, man. I'll stop and talk. If anybody tells me they watch something to barbecue, they watched the video, I'm super grateful because that means a lot to me that somebody's taking time out of their life to watch something that I put out there. And, and hopefully it helps them. And, more people than not tell me that, man, I tried this recipe and it was fantastic. It blowed all my friends and family away or whatever. And I was like, man, that's good. Put your spin on it, man. Take that as an idea, make it the way you like it. That's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah, well, it's like I told you before we went live. I was like, man, I love these grilled peaches I've been doing.
Yeah.
Something I was going to talk to you about. And then just yesterday, I see your episode on grilled peaches. I'm like, well, crap. There goes that question and discussion. Oh, yeah, that's good. So but bringing up peaches and grilled, what kind of sides and desserts do you like?
Oh, man. What do I not like? That's
well, I mean,
no, but I mean, I guess some of my go-tos on the grill. I've done a lot of stuff, but cobblers are always one that are a big hit. Like kind of take it and you can take those fresh peaches or apples or whatever kind of berry you want, just about anything, and make a good cobbler with it easy on the grill. I mean, everybody's heard of that old cuppa recipe. It's like cup of sugar, cup of flour, cup of milk. Make a batter. Put your fruit in there in the bottom of the iron skillet and pour that batter in there. Butter it real good first. I think we put a stick of butter in there and let it melt, kind of brown a little bit, and then dump all that stuff in and cook it till that top's crunchy. And it's hard to beat, man. You get some vanilla ice cream to go with that. Ooh. Feeds a lot of people. I mean, it's easy, but we do one. I call them thick girl brownies. That's a good one. If you had never seen that one, it's how to catch a thick girl. She likes them, but it's it's just like the brownie with all the stuff that goes in it. Yeah. The chocolate, the caramel, and all the goodness.
Nice. You ever done bread like a monkey bread or anything?
Yeah. I've done. I think we actually did like biscuits. Take like fourth the biscuit and then roll them into balls and then coat them in cinnamon sugar and then melted butter and put them all in a pan like a what's it called, a bunt pan, and then when you can put all kinds of like nuts and butter and brown sugar in the bottom, and when you flip it over, it's all oozing over the top. Yeah. That's a hard one to beat.
I know this. I know this fat boy's too close to dinner time, and you guys are making me hungry.
Oh, have y'all done the bacon wrap donut holes?
No.
Those are the ones like people go crazy over them, and it's the easiest thing in the world. You just buy. Now, I've done it with both ways. I've done it with glazed donut holes or like cake donut holes.
Okay.
But my buddy Mark Williams from Swine Life put me on these. And you get like a piece of bacon. Depending on how long your bacon is, it's like a half a piece or a third a piece if it's real long.
Yeah.
But you basically wrap that donut hole, stick a toothpick to it, throw a little sweet barbecue seed. You don't want something that's super salty or super peppery, something more on the sweet side.
Yeah.
Season it up, get it on the pit for about 30 minutes, just until the bacon's cooked nice and brown. And then when it comes out, you drizzle like a caramel sauce over it. And, dude, those things are like crack. They are so good. They're so good. It's like a savory bite of funnel cake with a little bacon flavor, and then you get the caramel on it. It's just, man.
I'm doing that. I'm going to do that
YouTube
for sure.
Video, Brian.
They're easy, too, man. They're so easy, yeah.
I'm doing that because I usually take like you get that bag of mini powdered sugar donuts.
Yeah.
I'll take those to a comp and I'll throw them on the grill to get the powdered sugar to kind of melt and glaze over the donut, and you get the grill flavor, and that'll be my snack at a competition.
Oh, heck yeah. Wrap one in bacon and do that, and then drizzle caramel over it. I promise it'll change your life.
Yes.
I mean, now you might want to get your blood sugar checked. If you're diabetic, definitely don't do it, but
we have to put a disclaimer on this episode.
Disclaimers. I'm pre-diabetic for family genes, so I'm already watching that crap, and I'm sitting here in love with smoked ice cream right now. Going, great. Oh man.
So where in the world has barbecue taken you that you never thought it would have taken you?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, I haven't been out of the country barbecuing. Oh, actually, I did. I got that. Okay, the Bahamas. I went down and did the Grill Great steak contest that was in Green Turtle Key. We had to fly to Abaco Island, which is one of the outer islands down in the Bahamas, and then we had to take a boat over to Green Turtle, and it's just its own little island. There's a few vehicles over there, but it's mainly golf carts, and most people boat in. But it was amazing. beautiful, beautiful, one of the most beautiful places I've been on the earth. And we fell in love with the Caribbean. I mean, me and my wife try to go back somewhere down there every year just to get away in the vacation. Like after Christmas and New Year's and all that, we'll go just to, kind of make up for her letting me hunt and barbecue all year. But that place is awesome. I never would have thought I went there. And then like I mentioned earlier, I got to go to Montana. We got to take a PJ to Montana and cook a hog for a guy's, I think it was his daughter-in-law. And he flew us up on a private jet, and it was crazy, man. I never would have thought I'd have got to do that. That's the only way to go. If you've made it if you can ever get your own private jet to fly around and barbecue. I hadn't got there yet.
Well, you're halfway there. You flew someone else's private jet.
I flew in someone else, and that might be the better choice anyway, to fly on somebody else's private jet.
I mean, it wasn't your gas, wasn't your jet, your insurance. Yeah, we do that like every other year. Well, every year we go south right after New Year's somewhere. But about every other year we go to Caribbean just to get away for a week. It's a cruise or whatever it is. But
absolutely.
I know what you're saying. That down there is just, there's certain areas that are pretty.
Yeah, and I found most of the food's good. Like you go to Jamaica, man, the food there just blows me away. I mean, it's some of the best.
Yeah.
The Bahamas, the food was okay. But it's more a lifestyle there.
Yeah.
Like the Bahamian lifestyle. It's a real thing.
That's it though. It depends where you're at. It depends on the food or the lifestyle.
Yeah. Jamaica has the most amazing jerk chicken though.
Yes, that was my inspiration for coming back and creating a hot sauce and a jerk seasoning. Just those flavors of it. But when you get some of that roadside jerk chicken off, it's a barrel cut in half, and they've just got pimento wood burning in it, and the chicken's been jerked in the wet jerk marinade, and they throw it over the coals. There's nothing like it. And then they add, if you like it spicy, they'll hand you a bottle of that hot sauce. You better watch it. That Scotch bonnet stuff don't play.
Yeah, that's the reason. I've looked into that recipe, and I'm like, I'm not putting those pepper.
You don't have health department there. I mean,
no, it's it's a little sketch. I'm not gonna lie.
It is, but I've done it in Mexico. We've done it in Jamaica. We did in Belize. I mean, I eat off the beaten path a lot whenever we travel. The wife's always like, "Is this the night you're going to be at the toilet?"
Just pack plenty of Imodium and cross your fingers. That's kind of what I do.
I always pack a ton of Pepto, but I haven't done it yet. Oh man, yeah. So, where? Okay, when we go back to you, was it you and your brother, or you and your buddies?
It was, my brother was a part of it, but it was me and my brother and my buddies.
Is he still a part?
He's still, when we do comps, he definitely cooks with me. Okay. He doesn't, he's still an architect, so he's got his own thing going with that. But he's he's the other part of Killer Hogs.
Wait a minute, so he's still an architect?
Yeah.
And he couldn't get you the job to help him?
No, they try to get me to come back all the time. Yeah. So he had been there a little bit longer than I had, so he didn't get laid off.
Oh, gotcha.
But then he ended up changing jobs and going to work for another firm, and now him and his buddy started their own firm. So it's and they would love. I mean, I'm sure that. Well, I don't know if they'd want me now. It's been so long since I've run a CAD program. I don't know if I don't even know if they still run CAD. I think they're on some Revit or something now.
Oh yeah, it's something different. Well, I was wanting to go with what you guys started with at comps. Was it a side-by-side burner, pop-up tent?
No, I'm gonna think the first one. So one of the early first ones was 2 old school bathtubs, where like the metal bathtubs, and they were like hinged together. And you built a fire on one side, and the drain would be like the intake drain would be on one end of a bathtub, and the exhaust port would be on the other end. You kind of put them, across each other, and they were hinged. I don't even know where we got it. It was some homemade job.
That was
one of the early ones. But then we realized quick we were out cooking that these guys were cooking on these pits called backwoods, and they were always getting calls. And they look like refrigerators. And I was like, so we kind of got to talking, and asking, shigging a little bit, talking to people and see what they were cooking. It's like, yeah, you want to win. You got to get you one of these backwoods. So we saved up a little money and bought us a backwoods party model. And this was like way back in the day. I think we had to drive to Dyersburg, Tennessee, and pick it up from a guy named Bad Bob. He was the backwoods dealer and had a little barbecue joint.
Bad Bob.
Bad Bob. Yeah. And so we went up there and we cooked on that, and we had it was like an old timey refrigerator that somebody had gutted and welded a keg on the back of. And you built the fire in the keg, and it had, all the shelves for racks, so you could cook, you could smoke on the inside. So we would haul that around on a little trailer and offload it. And we usually had to build something. And then we had we had one of those tents. It was like the carport canopy tent that had all the poles and pipes you had to put together.
Yep.
So we had all that like in the 2 garbage cans with the pipe sticking out, and then we didn't know what we were doing. I mean, this was way before barbecue trailers or anything like that. But we got to where we would take that party in a pop-up tent. We had a party, a pop-up tent, a folding table, and like 2 artificial ficus trees, because in Memphis and May style barbecue, you had to have some decoration, and we would haul those all over I-40, just going to different contests. And those trees had seen better days, believe me. I think we blew off rubber leaves all the way down the interstates everywhere we went. But we'd cut our teeth cooking ribs against Myron Mixon and a lot of those Natural Born Grillers, those guys that were and Red Hot Smokers, Tin Bones, all these world champion teams, and that's how we kind of learned to cook. And then we got into KCBS cooking, and I was like, man, this is easy compared to what we were doing, because we were hauling all kinds of crap. We were having to cook, a whole hog, whole shoulder, case of whole, 2 cases of whole shoulders, case of ribs. I mean, you had to cook so much meat back then to be competitive, that when we got to KCBS and it was just like, chicken, a couple slabs of ribs, a couple pork butts, and a brisket, I was like, man, this seems pretty easy. Well, we learned really quick that it wasn't easy, but we got hooked on it. And so we started doing those, and I got into steak cooking for a while. I did a bunch of those SCAs, and we've, I've kind of had my hand at all of it.
Now they got just the single one, the Rib Cook-Off Association.
Yeah, I saw that recently started. I think it started up over in Arkansas, not too far from us, but.
Yeah, I think this is the first year for it, I believe.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Good success.
Oh, it's a great concept, man. A 1 single day rib cook. I mean, ribs are definitely a category you could do. I don't know. It'd be tough to do brisket and butts. I mean, you'd have to really, really cut them down and hot and fast them to get them done in a 1 day. And, that kind of – I'm not a fan of the hot and fast, man. I know it can be done, and there's guys that win a lot of grand championships doing it, but I'm old school, man. I like those overnight cooks where you got to put that brisket and those butts on and just let them roll low and slow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and price-wise –
oh, yeah.
Barbecue is expensive.
Absolutely. It's gotten really expensive. I mean, just, gas mileage, hotel room, whatever. I mean, not even entry fees. I mean, everything's went up except the pay.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They want to go down. So they make it hard to play, for an average guy that doesn't have any kind of big backing or anything. I mean, the days of being able to do a contest for, $200 or $300 are gone. You don't see those anymore. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, the main concept of RCA kind of reminds me of how KCBS started, which is let's go back to the roots. Let's have fun with these contests. And it's more, you could throw a drum or whatever you cook on Weber kettle in the back of a truck, a couple tables and a canopy, and go. You don't have to worry about, stuff for 4 meats and briskets and injections and everything. I mean, that cuts down a lot.
Absolutely.
Well, how did you carry around 2 bathtubs?
So we had like I don't know, I think it was a 16-foot trailer, tandem axle trailer.
Okay.
And they're stacked on top of each other, and they had wheels. So it was like a
it had wheels and all.
Yeah,
too.
it was like a hand cart. It was built on a cart. You had handles that you could pick up the front end and push it like a wheelbarrow.
So it's the original Jambo.
Yeah, it wouldn't. All the fire was inside the you didn't have anything separated. You just had to build a fire on one end and kind of adjust it from there. But no, it was not a Jambo.
The prototype,
it wasn't even close.
Will this work? No, we got to revise it.
Yeah, this is the farthest from a Jambo you can get.
We had a guy that we interviewed. He's into barbecue and like super hot peppers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we were talking with him. He did the Shawnee Great Grillers out here in Kansas City one year, a long, long time ago, with the company he worked for. Well, they were Deffenbaugh disposal trash people. They built a Johnny on the spot outhouse smoker for that competition. I was like, okay, now I need to know some more about all these different smokers people build.
So was the bathtubs together, or did you put the meat in and then you kind of put one on top of the other?
No. They were together. They had a hinge on it. So it opened up like a regular pit, you know. It didn't look like – it looked more like a barrel. You can imagine a 55-gallon drum turned sideways and hinged to where it'll open, except it was 2 bathtubs, you know.
So it was that one Walmart came out with that was cheap.
I don't think this one wasn't sold commercially. I don't think.
No, but Backwoods Bad Bob sold the rights to Walmart.
Okay.
Well, I just picture you guys showing up, putting 2 tubs, putting your meat on, putting the other tub on top of it.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that bad. It actually looked like a barbecue pit. You may not have known they were bathtubs.
That's kind of cool.
You know, but it just looked like, big pieces of metal, not pipe. I mean, it was bathtub shape. So you could have cooked a whole hog on it. You would have just had to finesse the fire around. You'd had to be able to move the hog to put, because we had to take the grate out to adjust the fire or anything. There wasn't no access to it. But no, we didn't cook on those long. We We realized quick that if you wanted to be serious, back then we were a party team though, man. Yeah. There was a time where I said if I couldn't party when I came to a contest, I didn't want to cook. Yeah. Because I wanted to be in charge of the DJ. I wanted to be the bartender.
I was going to say, I
wanted to have the fun, and then we cooked. Those first times we weren't even serious. We were just cooking ancillaries. Yeah. We'd show up, cook ancillaries. We didn't even know if we turned in anything on Saturday. My brother he didn't like to party. So he would come in at like 5 o'clock on Saturday morning, and we would just be trashed, just all laid out in chairs and stuff, been out there all night. And then he would tag us out, and we'd go back, to a hotel or home or truck or wherever we were at, tent, get a few hours sleep and get up and be ready for judging. And that's kind of how we learned. And then it was you can't survive doing that too long.
No,
it's fun.
No.
It's fun, but when we, I don't know if it was the first thing we got a call in at a contest. This is one where they had to actually porta toilet decorating contest. It was called the Lakeland Fun Fest out in Tennessee. But we always entered that and the toilet races. But we got a call in red beans and rice, and this is just an ancillary Friday night ancillary. The barbecue guys didn't even care. You would have thought we won grand champion. And we had a trophy. We rode that thing around. We got on the bed of the truck and rode around with our bean trophy. I thought we put the keg in the back. It was a big party back then. But we messed up. We messed up, and we finally got a rib call, and that's where we thought we would cook. And then, all the partying kind of fell off. Those guys, they're the, first ones that want to show up and drink all the beer, but they don't want to throw in the money it takes to do it or stay and clean up, be there for all that. So people fall off, and then me and my brother just stuck with it.
Yeah, that's when you're like, you guys got to go. If we're going to do this, we got to cancel the party.
Yeah.
It's already expensive.
That's right. Oh, I couldn't imagine now if you're trying to do it. You could spend, you look, we do Memphis in May. You're spending, it's nothing to spend $10,000. That ain't even a party. You could be knocking out 20, 25, 30.
Yeah.
I've heard if you don't have $10,000 to cook Memphis in May, don't even
bother. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I want to get on a team and go help them somewhere up in Memphis in May sometime.
Man, if you guys have never done it, I absolutely do it.
So Malcolm, when are you doing Memphis in May?
I don't know. Maybe next year.
I will wash the dishes. So. Do you want to play a little game called Would You Rather?
Absolutely. I love games.
All right. 3 questions. Now, in a barbecue competition, would you rather have to cook Spam or tofu?
Spam. I've done it before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've done tofu before. So.
I made pig shots with it. It was pretty good.
Did you?
Yeah.
I do. My wife's vegetarian, so I started learning how to grill and smoke tofu.
Yeah.
I just did tofu burn-ins for her, and oh man, I had to try one, and I hate tofu, but you couldn't even tell it was tofu.
Really? It turned out.
It was crazy. I will never eat them again though, but that's funny. Okay, question number 2: would you rather drive in a Volkswagen Beetle convertible on the beach with actor Bill Murray, or walk through a Walmart with actor Ryan Reynolds?
I'm gonna go Walmart.
Me too. That dude's funny.
Yeah. He's hilarious. Yeah. Daredevil. I mean, dude, have you seen the new movie? I hadn't seen the new one yet.
No, not yet, but I just did we have Disney Plus, so I did the first 2 back to back. And my wife's like, why you watch this? I go, because the third one just came out.
I like Bill Murray, but the Volkswagen's what's got me. I'm a little too big to be a Volkswagen. You said convertible, so like Mike could sit up on the back, like the parade queen or whatever. Yeah. Bill could drive, and I could sit up in the back. But he'd probably be riding the wheelie. He'd probably be riding the wheelie.
Bill is pretty funny though too. I mean, they're both 2 of my favorite comics, so that's why I liked it. All right, question 3. On your competition team, would you rather have Batman or Superman?
Ooh, that's tough. I'm probably going to go Batman. He's got cooler toys. He's going to have all the thermometers. He's going to have everything you need. I mean, he's pretty stout. If we need to pick something up, he could probably do it. I don't know. We don't need to fly.
Well, no, that's true. But for me, I forget stuff. So with Superman, I have the guy that can light the fire there.
I was going to say that's the only thing he brings to the table. Yeah. But I think he'd be square. He'd probably frown at me for drinking a Miller Lite. I mean,
probably.
Batman looks like he might drink a beer. And he'd stay up all night. He's going to be the night man.
Yeah. Superman's more the wine guy, sits down with the wine glass. Batman's more, hey, here's a Miller Lite. And
you catch somebody shigging, he's going to hit him with one of them little Batwing boomerang things. Oh, man, yeah. Batman all day. But not like Ben Affleck Batman. It's got to be like Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah, see, right. He was the best one.
Oh, yeah.
He was.
I thought I heard something about them making another one with him.
I heard that too.
Okay. So I'm not thinking things. I mean, as I get older, I start thinking I think things. And
I don't,
whatever.
Just the voices in your head.
It is the voices in my head. So what is a good comfort food for you?
Ooh, chicken wings, hot wings. Is it bad that hot wings is my comfort food? No. Hot wings with blue cheese. I'm a blue cheese guy.
I love hot wings.
Wings, period.
Yeah.
I designed a rub, the Thai dragon powder. I designed it for wings, so you don't have to have the hot sauce. You can have your hot wing, and then whatever extra sauce you want, you just dip it if you want to dip it. Otherwise, it's a hot wing.
What level is it? Is it like blow your head off?
With Thai dragon peppers. That was 140,000 Scoville pepper.
That's that. That sounds pretty warm.
The more you add, the hotter it is. The less you add, it's still going to have some spice for you.
I could do. I'm not super hot. I mean, I'm not the suicide wing guy. I like a little kick, but I want the flavor to be there. So if it tastes good, I can do it.
There's some flavor there. I'll DM you, get your address. I'll send you a bottle.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you let me know what you think. It's the little secret that we have of a bottle that I don't have out everywhere. We got it on Amazon and stuff, but I'm not putting it into a lot of stores just because.
So it's called Thai dragon powder?
Thai dragon powder.
Thai dragon powder. All right.
Yep.
Check it out.
So how did you get into every Walmart around? How'd that happen?
Man, well, I had a local guy. Well, I wouldn't say local. He was in our state of Mississippi that did a bunch of grocery stores from like the middle of the state up. And he did a lot of Kroger's. And so he came to me and it's like, man, I'd love to put you in this Kroger Delta Regional. Would you be willing to, talk to us about pricing or whatever? And I was like, sure. And so it went in there and it was doing really well. And he came to me and said, I've got a buddy. I think he's from Louisiana, but he deals with Walmart. And he says, I don't deal with Walmart. It's a bigger scale, but he's a broker for Walmart. And I told him about how well your stuff's doing in our Kroger region here. Would you like to talk to him? And he set it up and, we gave it a try. And first we went in like a region of Walmart. I think it was like, I don't know, maybe 800 to 1,000 stores, just like a test market with the barbecue rub. That was the only one. And it flew off the shelves, did really good. But we were already doing videos. I mean, this was pretty recently. I think it's only been like 3 years ago. And it did so well, they rolled it out to like a bigger region. And then it went into every Walmart. And then they took AP, and then they took some sauces, and then they wanted stuff for the long. And it just like every buying season, they ask us for more and more because the track record, Walmart's one of those things where they're going to be, they want to have the best price because that's what they're about, everyday value. And so, I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but they also, they move a ton of volume. So, if you get into all those Walmarts, that's a lot of product. And, from my standpoint, we do the best we can to keep up.
Yeah.
Because, it does. It's high stress when you talk about those numbers and all that stuff you have to do. But it's been a really great partner for us. And our products have done well in Walmart. And, I hope to continue that business for sure.
That's definitely my goal. I've talked with my wife about it. Like, that's the goal, the end goal. And she goes, well, you're going to drop the price. I go, I'll drop the price. It's the volume.
Yeah.
The volume's there. The money's going to be there, even if I drop the price.
Yep.
Yep, that's right.
So
the rub game's tough. I mean, there's so many good ones out there now. I mean, you hope to get to a place where you can do volume with it because, I mean, when you look at it, everybody's just selling some version of the same salt, pepper, sugars, and spices. I mean, it's just different combinations of the same stuff. And it's, so you hope you get one that hits and that people use and they like it and they stay loyal to it. And we found that a lot of people are loyal to brands too, just like any other products. And they've had some good results with it. And, it's proven that it does taste good. So, people like it. But I try different stuff too. I love trying different people's stuff. I think that's the great thing about barbecue is like, you'll have your favorites, but you're always looking to try something else and experiment.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's like you said, I believe it's brand. It's marketing of the brand. But I've had some that I will never have again either.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have too. I have too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've even gone, and we have family in Texas. I go down there and I'll buy a bottle of sauce and a bottle of rub, bring it home just to have like a test shot with it. And, I mean, shoot, I went to a restaurant my brother-in-law took me to. I bought 2 bottles of the rub. One I sent away in just a gift. Another one I opened, did a slab of ribs, threw the ribs away, gave the bottle away. It's like, dude, I can't even do a video with this one. It was like,
the ones that do that to me are ones that are like heavy maple or they've got a lot of that artificial flavoring in them or something, trying to be something else. And I can just spot that. And I'm not a fan. I'm in my old gray age. I've leaned more towards just the savory salt and pepper. I like that Texas style barbecue. Yeah. We've ate being from the competition world so long. I've done so much sweet barbecue and different things that I've kind of got back to basics. And that's kind of what I like. So,
yep.
That's like me. I hate competition chicken. I hate the way it tastes.
Hate trimming it, hate taste it. Yeah.
Give me some savory, good, simple flavored chicken any day over phosphate-filled sweet chicken.
Yeah. That's like people ask me all the time, what do you inject with and all this? And I'm like, if I'm not cooking comps, I'm never injecting. It's like I just don't want to do it. I don't think it. I don't want all that artificialness in there. I don't want. I don't want to add phosphate. I don't want anything that's gonna make it retain more water or make it more buttery or fake tasting. I just not a fan.
I just sent you.
But it works. Judges love it. I mean, judges love phosphate. They love MSG. They get so much of it. They love butter.
But like even my rubs, they're more. There's no anti-caking agents. I mean, it's all just fresh seasoning.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. But I just sent you a friend request so I can DM you.
Oh, awesome.
Later on. Yeah. Just because I know your phone's off. And
yeah, I knew it'd be ringing if I didn't go grab it and turn it off before we started.
So how much do you get bombarded with questions or DMs of people wanting something from you, or because that's my always like. I get some. I mean, I get most of the time people are just asking questions. I don't get. I mean, there's always a sales pitch to something, but the average person's not going to reach out and just ask you for something. We weed through those pretty quick, but I try to answer every question I get, and we answer a ton. I mean, I started a whole community on Facebook just kind of geared towards that Let's Get to Cooking community. And it's not no place for me to brag or anything. It's just a place for people to ask questions. Yeah. And if I can't get to them or one of my team can't get to them, there's so many good people in there that jump on and help. And,
It's not a politics place. It's not a place to bash anybody. There's no stupid questions. I don't care what level of barbecue pitmaster you think you are, for whether you're novice or whether you're a seasoned vet, been doing it a long time. There's good folks in there to ask questions, and I think that's how we all learn, man. Yep. I get stuff from those. I learn from the answers that people put out there. So, and I tell people when I answer a question, I'm like, look, this is how I do it. I'm not telling you it's the gospel. Don't go say Malcolm says you got to do it this way, because there's 1,000 ways to skin that cat. But this is just my take on it, And I think that's kind of my honest opinion on how I would do it. Whatever.
That's what we say at our barbecue group on Facebook, Addicted to the Q. I mean, you get people in there talking bad to somebody and saying, I'll chime in, Brad will chime back in. Somebody will be like, look, where did you start and how did you start?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody started from nothing and had to learn. So
exactly.
And you should never bash somebody for asking something that they don't know the answer to. Now, if you know it's a troll, go ahead and get them. But we don't get too much of that. Let's go root that out pretty good. But I mean, if you don't, what I say is there's no dumb question. If you don't know the answer, it's not a dumb question. Yeah. So ask it, and then And then let us jump on folks for getting down on you.
Exactly. I mean, Facebook just gave too many people that thing to whatever. Yeah.
Keyboard warriors, man, they're out there. Oh, I see my share of them. Believe me, on all my comments on my stuff, man, I get hammered, but I keep on trucking.
I think it was Darren Worth that said that people will say on Facebook what they won't say in real life because they're afraid they get punched in the mouth.
Definitely, they won't say it face to face.
Yep.
You don't mess with barbecue folks, man. We take it serious.
It's a family. I mean,
absolutely, yes.
That's like your group that you did, your community group. Just talk, chat, ask questions. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a family. It
is.
I don't know somebody from Texas or Montana and they got a question. I'll chime in. Hey, this is my 2 cents and it's just my opinion. Here's some options for you.
Yeah.
Somebody else have some other stuff. Just what works for you.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
My dad cooked a comp with me on Saturday. Well, he showed up and helped. Because he'd never seen, it was one like 10 minutes from my house and he's never seen one. We got done and we left there and he said, I've never seen it. You were competing against guys, but you were talking and borrowing stuff from them and talking crap and just talking, having a blast. He said, you're competing against them, right? I said, that's not how it works in the barbecue. I said, you want them to do just as good as you do. You want to beat them on their best day. You don't want to beat them when they're down or when they're. I said we call it the barbecue family for a reason.
And you're right. It absolutely is. I mean, you've got all that time you spend out there. You make some of the best friends in the world, and barbecue people are some of the best people in the world. Yeah. Now, when it comes down to that turn-in window, we might.
I mean, I'll elbow you out of the way.
Yeah. I'll bet you may be off then, but right after it, I'll help you do whatever you need to do.
Yep. I told the guy that runs for me and helps me out. I go, hey, dude, if I ever get you down to the last 30 seconds again, and you have to run to the window, I don't care who's in your way. Like, just check them.
Make it happen.
Kind of like Black Friday at Target when you're getting the last
every
toy.
man for himself. If it's on crunch time like that. Yep. I've been to one of the. We've been there last seconds. That clock switches to go down. You got to get it to the table. Yep. That's not a fun feeling.
We just did that in March, and he goes. Rob comes back, and he's like, "I had 9 seconds left."
Yeah.
I go, "It will never happen again, sir."
How did you get him that? I'm always paranoid. I'm on the other end usually of it.
Because I was paranoid with my chicken. I mean, just 100%. It's like, oh, did I set the sauce right? No, I got to go do this. Oh, I touched it. Let me try to fix it. And it's like, dude, just stop. You know how to run your game. And I was just all over the board.
And it was still fishy chicken.
Yeah, still tasted fishy.
He got a comment card that said it tasted like fish.
Fishy.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yay. I don't know how.
I've never had that. I've had a bunch of them, but I've never had fishy.
I was like, ooh, tastes great.
Yeah.
Fishy. Wait, what?
I had a good friend that has said his pork tasted like lima beans once.
Man, that's some tough judging, man. I don't want to be cooking in that area.
Yeah, I mean, it's KCBS.
It's luck of the draw. Sometimes you get favorable judges. And sometimes I judge myself too, so I've seen both sides of it.
That's one of the best things I tell people they can do before, you think you want to get into it. Go out, get certified to judge a few contests, and take you a class. It'll put you lights ahead of everybody. That's just starting. And judging is one of the best ways. I mean, not that you're gonna, learn too much, from what the entries look like, or taste like, but it's getting the reactions from the other judges and seeing all the entries and how people do it. And you'll get to the point where it's like, okay, I could beat this. I could beat this. I should be cooking. Cooking.
Yeah. But then it's even with that, we're like, Brad will say it too. It's like, come cook a comp with me. Just be the shadow. So you get that side of what it is too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't keep, and Brian's the same way. We don't keep any cards close to us at all. I will tell you my exact recipe.
I've been that way. I just think that, I can't do it. I can't do it perfect every single time either. And if it's going to help somebody, I'm all for it. I think if everybody was like that in barbecue, man, there's no telling where the sport or where, this whole cuisine could go.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said, 2004 when you were starting. I mean, back then is when I was doing it. And nobody was giving secrets away or helping you. You had to trim at the comp. You seal there. I mean, it was like, I can't do it at home and this stuff. And Weekend Bum who does this, when he's like, hey, come help and help me out. I'm like, yeah, I'll get back into comps.
Oh,
wait a minute, Kevin. We're disqualified already. Your shit is already trimmed at the comp before we even get there. He goes, no, you can do that. I go, no, you can't. I mean, 10 years out is like, it changed 100%.
I miss the days where you could buy a USDA choice brisket on the way to the contest from Walmart and
stand a chance. Yeah.
Now it's $600 for a brisket.
Oh, right. Yeah. You better be calling Kevin at the butcher shop or Mr. Brisket or Snake River.
So I wonder how much that whole cow costs then.
Oh, well, yeah. You probably don't want to know.
I'm still waiting.
That's a high dollar piece of beef. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Weekend Bum's Wagyu chicken he cooks all the time.
Wagyu chicken. I see. I've got Springer as a sponsor. That's been some of the best chicken I've ever cooked. Going way back, man. Going way back.
Yep. Yeah. We love Springer.
Springer Mountain Farms is good chicken.
We got the good charcoal. Their new company, charcoal company. Phenomenal charcoal. We love them.
Awesome.
So we did a side by side. Brian did a side by side on brands of charcoal.
Yeah.
It blew people out of the way.
Really? Is it lump or is it briquette? Is it
both?
They have both.
Okay.
It used to be just lump, but now they have both.
Yeah, the briquettes, 3 ingredients. What was it? Water, coal, and baking soda or
cornstarch.
Cornstarch.
Just a little bit of a binder.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, their briquettes burnt longer than Kingsford and Royal Oak that I used, and we couldn't believe it. It was crazy. So, but I had to try it out. I mean, they sponsored us, so
absolutely.
We just kind of with the YouTube here, we're just like, you know what? Let's find out. This may be the worst idea ever, but we're gonna shoot a video and find out and tell people don't do this. It's stupid.
No.
Or it's great.
They told us you shouldn't even have a YouTube, and we're like, why not? We're just doing this to have fun.
Oh yeah. Oh, I got all that too. When I first started, man, I was like, people made fun of me, laughed, told me I was stupid for, giving out all my secrets. I should have never done all that. And I didn't listen. I just kept going.
Yeah. I get told you're weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
I ignore the keyboard trolls if that's the best thing they got to do.
That's what I do. I'm like, you're right. I am weird. I put barbecue rub on a marshmallow and toasted it over an open fire and did a video.
I don't call that weird. I call it inventive. Yeah.
I called it good. I mean,
yeah, that's right. I bet it was. Yeah. Barbecue s'mores.
My biggest thing is I like to use barbecue rubs on things that aren't barbecue. Like it's essentially seasonings. It's not like it has to be just for barbecue.
Yeah.
For instance, he makes a pineapple chipotle rub that's amazing on ramen noodles.
Like we're talking top ramen in the microwave?
Yes.
My son would be all over it. I think that's part of his food group. ramen.
We can't get it.
Yeah, blurt it out. Yeah, that's
pineapple
cool.
Chipotle. Yeah,
pineapple Chipotle.
it's
That's
pretty
unique.
good.
You know what? I bet you that would tenderize too if it's got any like pineapple extract in it. That's a good tenderizer.
It's dried up pineapple.
Pineapple,
it's actual pineapple powder.
It probably has the bromine in it. That'll break it down.
I might get you just a couple other bottles in.
Hey man, I'm game to try some new stuff.
I'll see one day on your. I'll be watching the episode and be like, "Damn, he just used my top secret on that peach."
Yeah, don't send me anything you don't want out there, because if I like it, I'm going to share it.
Oh no, I sell them all.
Yeah, okay.
So anything I send anybody can go out anywhere. It makes no difference to me.
Yeah, I tell people, don't send me something if you don't want it to get out, because if I like it, I'm going to tell folks about it.
Good deal. Good deal.
Well, do you have anything left? I think I'm good. I will let him get back to his night if you don't have anything else.
Yeah, no, I greatly appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. This
Absolutely. Hey, look, y'all know, man, I love talking barbecue, and I appreciate the chance to come on and chat with you guys. And man, we'll do it again sometime.
We'll do a nightly one that we call After Dark when it's after 8:30 and kids are in bed.
Oh yeah, I may have to
some drinks.
Break out a little bourbon for that one.
Yeah, let's just say whatever. So, but yeah, no, I'll DM you and get your address, and I'll send you some stuff.
All right, guys. Well, hey, it's been fun,
Thanks,
man.
Michael.
Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Malcom.
Thank y'all for doing what you do.
I'll see you on the tour, and I'll get your autograph.
All right.
Yes.
I got you.
Have a good one.
Bye.